Tonsa Wild Killer here, and we're back with yet another chapter of Blank Space, a Garrence fanfiction. This is chapter 8, aka Day 8, Kings. I wonder what this will be about. Let's begin and find out. Lawrence felt weak. How could this happen? He wasn't aware how delicate people were. He heard a loud banging on the other side of the wall, presumably Garth hitting the walls. "Let me out!" Garth screamed, his voice scared and vulnerable, as if he was a child and someone dared him to step into a haunted house, and his friend locked him inside. Lawrence turned off the speaker, unable to listen to another word. When he shut it off, the sound of Garth banging on the walls faded, as well as his voice. It was as if Lawrence's room was completely soundproof. Lawrence scooted back to the corner of the room and sat down, hugging his knees to his chest. "What have I done? What have I done?" he repeated to himself over and over again. More memories flowed back. How he had done this before. He had curled up in the corner back when he was very small, perhaps only a week into isolation. He kept on saying, "What have I done?" to himself, thinking that this whole isolation thing was a punishment for something he had done. But Lawrence was older now. He knew that wasn't the case. Since Garth came, everything had to be perfectly balanced or it would fall apart. Garth had ruined Lawrence's little kingdom. Lawrence felt rage boil up inside of him. He had been here for 12 years. Garth had been here a week. What gives him the right to smash everything Lawrence has worked for? Peace, contempt. It was all gone. Everything Lawrence said felt monitored by Garth, before he could do or say whatever he wanted, because he was the only judge for what was right and what was wrong. Lawrence began to scream, letting out all the rage that boiled up inside. He let it all out, and in the heat of the moment, he got up and flipped the switch. The sound of Garth banging on the walls returned, but it was weaker, as if Garth was growing tired. "What gives you a right to say those things?" Lawrence screamed, his voice cracking halfway through. But he didn't care. "I have been here for 12 years, Garth. 12 years! You have been here for barely a week. I have grown up here. This is my home." Garth was silent, absolutely speechless. "You ruined my kingdom, my fortress of solitude. All of a sudden you think you can walk in here and think you own the place? No, it's mine. This is mine. I don't care if you have never felt anything like this before. You made everything fall apart. You talk about her like I'm not even here. Well, guess what, genius? You'll never get to see Afmao again." Lawrence didn't know why he brought Garth's girlfriend into this, but he was so deep in that he couldn't stop himself from finishing. "I hate you!" Lawrence covered his mouth, his ranting over. His throat throbbed from the screaming. His heart hurt from saying all those things. Automatically, he wanted to apologize, but he kept himself from doing so. Some of the things were true after all. Garth was silent. Then quiet sobs began to fill the void of silence. For once, it was Garth who flicked the switch, and all fell silent once more. Well then. Shit went down, guys. I'm speechless. Like if you liked. Comment what you think's going to happen next, or what you think about this chapter. And subscribe if you want to. I'll see you guys in the next chapter. See ya.